Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know what this is. This is an Apple Watch. Well, Apple Watch has been around for the longest time, and Apple Watch first started being a smartwatch. You can see the time, you can see the weather, you can even get your text messages. But over time, they slowly started adding more and more heart features, more health features, so you're able to track your heart data and health data because, well, it's already on your wrist, so they might as well start tracking that stuff. You can do workouts and breathing exercises and things of that nature. And so Apple Watch, over the years, over the decades it has been here, it has added a lot of features. And if you also haven't been living under the rock, if you're in the tech and fitness space, you probably also know what this is, and this is a Whoop. Whoop is a screenless health monitor. So unlike the Apple Watch, there is no screen, but it tracks similar data. Now, which one is better, or should you both use them at the same time? So we're gonna talk about the design, the battery, functionality, and even the apps, and see which one is going to be better. Now, first, I want to talk about the design of these two. Now, the Apple Watch is a watch first. Now, let's keep that in mind because Apple Watch, you got your time, you got your weather, you got the battery life, you got the date, you got all these different things, and you can customize it too. You get notifications from your phone and all those things, calls. So in that regard, it is definitely more of a smartwatch first with the health accessories second. But the design is very clean and minimal. Right now, this is the Apple Watch Ultra. Honestly, I love this thing. I've been using it for over 6 months now, and it's very durable. You can take it in the water, and you don't have to worry about it. It's got 36 hours of battery life, so you can wear it morning, night, throughout the day. Now, when it comes to the Whoop, very different. Like I said, there is no screen. It has this nice, I guess, sort of latex band, fabric band, and it's got this little clasp, then that's how it stays on your wrist. And that is the majority of it. On the bottom is where you get all your sensors. They supposedly go off around 23 times a second to track that data, to try and keep it as accurate as possible. Now we know with health trackers, they're not gonna be the most accurate, but as long as they're consistent to the number that they say, that's all that matters. But in terms of design, they're both sleek. The Apple Watch is going to be bigger, but it is a watch, so you're probably expecting that if you're looking into buying one. But in terms of design, I'll give them both a point. Okay, now when it comes to battery life, this is where things are a little bit different. The Apple Watch is supporting the sensors and itself being a screen, a phone in a way. So there's a lot of things going on there. The Apple Watch Ultra 2, which I have currently, says you get 36 hours of battery life. And if you put it into low power mode, it says about 72-ish hours. And so 36 hours, honestly, for a watch is pretty good. I can sleep with this, wear it throughout the day, and I can charge it for 15 minutes and I'm back to about 75%. Or maybe I charge it while I'm in the shower. And that's what I've been doing for the last 6 months. And I haven't really had a problem with prolonged charging. It does charge pretty quick, especially when it gets lower in battery percentage. So this has been pretty nice, and it is a lot better than the previous Apple Watches where it would die towards the end of the day, so I'd have to charge it before I wear it at night to get my health and sleep data. Now, when it comes to the Whoop, it is a little bit different. They say you can get 14 plus days of battery life, and I've been wearing this for 60 days now, and I have seen that to be true. I feel like I've only charged this thing like 3 times. And the cool thing about Whoop 2 is you can charge with the Whoop still on you. It comes with a puck that you just slip onto the Whoop, which I honestly didn't know you could charge it with it still being on. I thought you had to take it off. Because Whoop is targeting more of a group that is more focused on the data, they're like, well, we'll just make it so you can always wear your Whoop and charge it while you're wearing it. I usually just take it off and then charge it because I don't care about it too much. I'm fine if it's off for an hour. But I will say the 2-week battery life is real. I forget about the Whoop, honestly. It just tracks my data. In the morning, it'll tell me my sleep scores and all that stuff. And then every once in a while, I'll get the notification that I need to charge it. For this one, I'm gonna give Whoop the point because 2 weeks of battery life is insane. Number 3, we're gonna go with the apps. Now, one thing I really do like with the Whoop app is it's got your strain, your sleep, and your recovery all at the top. So every time you go into the app, you can see those 3 things. and it's very clear. The Whoop strain goes off a 21 scale, 0 to 21. And so the harder the exercise and longer the exercise, the harder or higher strain you're going to get. And that can play off of your heart rate during your workouts. And then your sleep combines different factors from your resting heart rate, your heart rate variability, your time, and all these different metrics that goes into it. And then of course your recovery, similar thing, how your heart rate was, what you did the day previous, how hard you worked the day before. And so all these metrics are super cool and very useful. And I do like it. Now there are some things in the app I think that could be better, but it does present the data in a way where I can get a lot of data, if that makes sense. I'm able to get a lot of information and then I can take for it, or I can ask the AI that is in the Whoop app, which is actually super helpful. Sometimes I'll ask it certain questions and it pulls from the data that has been given from the watch, which is very nice. Now, when it comes to the Apple Watch, it has the fitness app, which will give you your rings, your calories, your exercise, and your standing minutes. It'll give you your workouts that you've done, your miles walked, all these different things. Now, there is less data when it comes to this, but there are certain advantages when it comes to doing workouts, like location tracking. The Whoop doesn't have location tracking. So say I go for a run or a bike ride, I can't take my Whoop data and put it on the Strava without the map, which is nice. With the Apple Watch, I can put my map and all that location tracking, and it can give me the segments that I've done, my PRs that way. Whoop just automatically detects the workouts that you're doing, and it just puts it into the app. All the data from the Apple Watch goes into the health app. And so you got your sleep, your heart rate, and all these other things that go in there. And you can go through and find it. Now the Apple Watch health app, or I guess the health app in general, is a little bit harder to find the things you're looking for. You usually have to search them up or go into the search bar and scroll for the thing that you're looking for. With an update coming hopefully this year, there will be AI involved, which will give you smarter insights on your health data. But currently I'm gonna give this one to Whoop because their data in a way that's easy to find, and they got some cool things on there. So I'm giving it to that one. Okay, we're gonna go with functionality for the last one. Now, these are very, almost the same, but two very different things. So Whoop is taking what Apple does semi-good and pulling that out and doing it very well. And that is the health tracking. Now, Apple was kind of just your overall player, like a LeBron James. You know, can shoot the three, can pass, can rebound, but there isn't necessarily one specific thing that he's absolutely great at. He is great altogether. Now, the Whoop is more like, I guess you could say Steph Curry, very, very good at the three-point shot, and that could be with the health tracking. So all its job is to go in, but more like Klay Thompson, really. Corner three, shoot, and it's good. So I will say functionality when it comes to health tracking, a Whoop is definitely gonna be the better option. But if you're not necessarily into all the super niche details of all your health data, an Apple Watch is probably gonna be better because you can still get all the data when it comes from workouts, from sleep, all that stuff, but you still get the advantage of having a smartwatch with calls, texts, and that sort of data. So in terms of functionality, I'm gonna give this one to the Apple Watch just because it can do more than the Whoop. The Whoop is strictly just for tracking your fitness. And so since you are wearing a band and you don't have much real estate on your arms, you kind of wanna decide on what you wanna do. So in terms of this one, we're gonna go with the Apple Watch just because it can do more, and obviously your wrist can't just wear 5 different bands. So in terms of functionality, we are going with the Apple Watch. Okay, for the final verdict, my decision is not necessarily one or the other. I've actually been wearing both of them for the last 60 days simultaneously. And honestly, that has been the best way I've been able to use these. Obviously, the Whoop, you have to pay a yearly or monthly subscription, and the Apple Watch is just a one-time thing. But they do offer enough different things to where I feel like I can use them both differently. Now, when it comes to my fitness, I look at my Whoop a lot more, especially when it comes to my workouts and my sleep. I like to look at my strain and my recovery specifically. Those are very helpful. But I also use my Apple Watch a lot from starting my workouts, or when it comes to doing a workout where I want my location, I can upload it for things like Strava. That's super awesome. But even when it comes to the weather, the time, the date, the things like that, it's super nice to be able to have a watch that has those different things on there. And so I'm gonna say, if I were to choose one, I don't know which one I would choose. I would maybe choose the Apple Watch just because it offers more. But I will say wearing both of them is probably the way to go. But if you're not able to do both, I would lean a little bit more towards the Apple Watch. But I do love the minimalistic style of the Whoop. There is no screen, and it still has haptics in there where you can still put alarms on there if you want. So anyways, let me know what you think of both of these watches, these wearables, if you would choose the Apple Watch or the Whoop, and let me know why you would choose one or the other. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.